Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Malikal Camalia from Being Class, and here's my midterm test video. The curriculum has a very important role in education because it is the curriculum that regulates and states so that the educational goals can be achieved and do not deviate from the planned goals. A number of curriculum experts argue that the main part of education is in the curriculum. The good and bad results of education are determined by the curriculum, whether they are able to build critical awareness of learners or not. Also, with curriculum, the purpose of education becomes clearer. Next is review chapters from the two books. From chapter 1 of the first book, that is John McAllister book, it talked about how curriculum is a kind of writing activity that it can usefully be studied as a process of the learning, and that curriculum and syllabus are pretty similar. By the design of it, syllabus has this inner circle as the representation, but curriculum has the outer circle as the representation. Or in other words, we can say that curriculum has a proper complete design than syllabus. This chapter of the book also talked about how to discover the needs of the learners, and it says in the book that the learners can make a list of involving necessities, lacks, and their wants, which can be used as a guidance. By using this method, we can clearly see which they are aware of. Then the next one is from chapter 2 of John McAllister book. The main focus of this chapter is environment analysis, which to find the situational factors that will strongly affect the course. The factors are including class size, motivation, and learners with mixed proficiency. Also, the other factors are including the input and the output, such as learners, teachers, and situation like schools, facilities, and etc. It also talked about some activities that could help English learners take the course in a more fun way, such as listening to serial story, reading comics, playing some games, and etc. It also talked how environment analysis need to be involved considering these factors, which I have mentioned earlier. Environment analysis including social environment, school environment, and what kind of learners or who is the learners. And then the next one is from chapter 3 of John McAllister book. This chapter talked about two main focuses of what needs to be learned and what the learners want to learn. It examines what the learners know already and what they need to know, like the basic knowledge and even the advanced knowledge. There are various focuses of needs analysis, such as necessities or what is necessary in the learner's use of language, and then the next one is lacks or what are the aspects of learning materials that have not been practiced in a previous learning, and then the last one is wants or what the learners wish to learn. And then the next one is from chapter 1 of Richard's book. It basically talked about how the process involved in developing, implementing, and evaluating language programs. The main focus of this chapter is to provide some of the tools for the process of review in language curriculum, and also to help us know what are the issues in developing language curriculum. Language curriculum refers to determine what knowledge, skills, and values students can learn about language in schools. Also to develop some parts that should be provided in learning language. And then the next one is from chapter 2 of Richard's book. From this chapter, we know that there's a topic called English for Specific Purposes or ESP, happened by the background of language teaching for the English language needs, such as the needs to prepare the growing numbers of English speakers with non-English background, the needs to prepare materials to teach English to the students for use in employment such as non-English background doctors, engineers, and scientists, and many other needs. In the book, it also showed the specific increasing level of English language as the international language after World War II from time to time. From chapter 3 of Richard's book, it's basically similar with the chapter 3 of John McAllister book, where the book discussed about the needs analysis and how to accomplish the needs. Okay, the next one is our perspective about how a good language curriculum that can be implemented. I think a good language curriculum is when it connects whether the students or teachers are able to attend the learning with a truly enjoy vibes and where they don't feel any pressure. And also, a good curriculum for me is when the curriculum is designed with considering how the students want to learn, not only how the lecturer wants. If by any chance the learning goes by how the lecturer wants it should be appeared that the students enjoy their class or it should be interesting for the students. There is a research done by one of the experts where the result shows that the use of e-learning system like e-learning, Google Classroom, and etc. can pull interest and motivation of the students. They also said that classes using Google Classroom on the learning has a good average score, and this could happen if the students have a high interest in the class. A good curriculum that can be implemented is a curriculum that has a proper design by thinking not only the development but also think about how it could help the students improving their skills, their critical thinking, their knowledge, and many other needs. For example, 2013 curriculum, because the curriculum of 2013 have a principle where students not only learn about language but also attitudes, knowledge, and skills. That is it from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.